So in this video, we're going to be looking at parental alienation and what to do if you unexpectedly find yourself in that situation. So if you don't know what parental alienation is, it's a very complex and challenging situation where one parent or guardian attempts to manipulate or poison a child's relationship with the other parent. And that can really have a profound and long-lasting effect on both the child and the targeted parent. So if you find yourself in this position, I'm really sorry. It's very, very challenging, and I don't wish this predicament on anyone. And based on years and years of working in the field of divorce, I would say that it really helps you to take a stand back from everything and to play the long game, okay? So what I mean by the long game is sometimes there's such a shock that happens when you find yourself in that position. We can get overly invested in the quest for justice right from the get-go. And in that quest for justice, often that can antagonize the other person that is perpetuating the parental alienation, and it can corner them where they come out guns blazing. To try to deactivate and de-escalate the situation, you've got to stand back, look at the whole terrain, and understand what it is that you can and cannot do. So think of yourself a little bit like the grandmaster of a chess tournament. You've got to win the overall tournament. And thinking like a grandmaster requires a combination of knowledge, strategy, and practice. So here are a few things you can think about. The first thing is that a grandmaster really learns the rules of the game. So you need to educate yourself. Before you go in guns blazing and start to antagonize and rush in with conflict, educate yourself. Learn more about parental alienation, its signs, its effects on children, on families. Understand the dynamics involved and, look at the lay of the land, because that's really going to help you cope and make more informed decisions. Ensure you really understand your legal rights and your options. Lawyers can help you navigate the legal process and potentially take steps to address the parental alienation in court, such as modifying custody arrangements or seeking visitation rights. So make sure you have a really solid understanding of the law in your country or your state or your province. What are your entitlements? What can someone legally do? Make sure you consult, you get advice, and you get educated. Number 2, a grandmaster of a chess tournament is very studious and they document everything. So keep very detailed records of all of your interactions with the other parent, including text messages, emails, incidents related to the parental alienation. This documentation might be really valuable if you're actually proceeding with legal engagement. A grandmaster of the chess tournament will pick their battles. In a divorce, you really need to pick your battles. Not all battles are winnable. Sometimes you need to choose what to focus on. And if you focus on this quest for justice at every single stage, you will surely lose the overall tournament. And the lawyers will win most of the money and the winnings from the divorce, including almost pushing the child into the arms of the other parent. One such example is to maintain communication. So continuing to reach out to your child in a non-confrontational and loving manner, keeping the lines of communication open, even if it feels like they're rejecting you. I know it's hard to do, but it's important to win the overall game is to let them know that despite what's happening, you're not putting them in the middle of this. You're not trying to score a point. You're not trying to win something. You're just focusing on your love for them and your relationship. Letting them know that you love them and want to be part of their life, and the consistency despite their behavior is crucial for the overall message that we want to convey to the child. Number 3, a grandmaster of a chess tournament will study the openings. They often have extensive knowledge of various chess openings. So in the same way, you need to be really familiar with your ex-spouse's strategy. Rather than reacting really emotionally and getting flustered and busted and full of righteousness, familiarize yourself with what it is that they're doing. Is the strategy to make their home and activities more fun than yours? Is the strategy to badmouth you? Is the strategy to say that you're full of drama? If that's their strategy, what is your counter strategy? Stand back and start to think strategically about the whole lay of the land. what is the way that you can win this game? Is there something that is a weakness in their strategy? Is there something that they haven't quite spotted that you can use to your advantage? Number 4, a grandmaster develops a very strong middle game and end game. So they've got a strong opening, they have a strong middle game, a strong end game. The middle game is where most of the action happens. So sometimes allowing someone to win the start of the game means that you can focus on the middle game and the end game and win at that. And that often is what wins a chess tournament. So if the overall game in parental alienation is to win your children back, what pieces can you concede up front at the start of the game to allow your ex-spouse to win at something? Sometimes them just winning at something means they'll soften a little bit. And then you can focus on the overall goal of getting your children back. Can you drop your pride? Can you apologize for something? Can you admit your faults? Can you perhaps concede more assets or more money or something to win your children back? After each interaction, whether it's a tournament, casual play, you're analyzing your moves and decisions and identifying your missed opportunities, possible challenges, mistakes, areas for improvement. And that analysis is really crucial for your growth in this game. Seeing it as a game is important though, because when we're highly emotional and very charged, we sometimes don't make the best decisions. Moving this into a place where you see this as almost game theory, you'll start to act a little bit more strategically and looking at what your counter moves are going to be. Number 5, mediation. So in some cases, mediation can be a very effective way to address parental alienation and improve communication between parents. The job of a mediator is actually to teach co-parents to communicate better. And a neutral third party that is trained in nonviolent communication or rapport interventions or one of the other communication modalities can really help you facilitate discussions and find solutions. I would really be pushing for mediation because that's their kind of role, and their job is to see if they can actually help you find a solution. Number 6, support system. Seeking support from friends or family members or support groups for parents dealing with parental alienation. Sharing your experiences, your feelings, like what have other people done? What other strategies have they adopted that have worked? And sharing a little bit with people that are in a similar situation can be really helpful. Number 7, working with a coach. Consider family therapy or counseling for yourself and your child. So I would absolutely see if I could have a counseling session with myself and my child. But I would also join something like the Naked.Recovery divorce strategy program, where we can help you look at the whole lay of the land and see if there are any strategies or plays that you've missed that you can adopt and look at. A trained therapist or coach can really help address the emotional impact of this parental alienation on you so that you don't bring that impact into your relationship with your child, or you bring it into your divorce proceedings where you could be blowing things up. Standing back, being more calm, cool-headed can really facilitate healthier communication, not just between you and your child, but to be able to be less emotional and more strategic in how you work with your ex. A coach or a therapist can provide guidance, identify weaknesses in your game, and help you improve more efficiently. Number 8 kind of goes without saying. You've got to stay calm and focused and unemotional. You've got to maintain your composure. Avoiding those emotional reactions and staying focused on your game is crucial to winning the overall game. A lot of times I find when parental alienation has taken place, there's been huge emotional explosions, and often the children have witnessed that. And then the parent that is doing the alienating is using this whole drama to fuel their own agenda. So if you find yourself starting to get really revved up like that, you need to stand back, look after yourself, get the support and therapy that you need, and actually concede some pieces, apologize for your behavior. Just go, look, really sorry, I shouldn't have exploded like that. I'm going to go and heal, take care of myself. I'll circle back, like, apologies, nothing to see here. I would fall on the sword, because if you maintain your righteousness and you are kind of dogmatic and really adamant about your position, that positionality could weaken your position with your kids and with your ex. Number 9, focusing on self-care. So by focusing on your own emotional and mental well-being, it's really crucial during this challenging time. Engaging in self-care practices such as exercise, mindfulness, therapy, anything that can help you cope with the stress and emotional toll of that alienation is going to be crucial. And number 10, stay persistent. Parental alienation can be a long and difficult journey to repair that damaged parental-child relationship. And persistence, patience, consistency, commitment to building your connection with your child, it just takes a constant focus. Think a little bit like you're a gardener and you've planted some seeds in the ground. You look at the ground, you're watering it, you're tending to the soil, there's nothing happening. Don't see anything happening. Good gardeners don't give up. They continue to nurture and take care of the plant that is underneath there, that is doing its growing. They stay consistent. And that consistency and the patience and doing work when you see nothing going on is sometimes kind of the test that you need to pass to prove you're not going anywhere. Okay? Remember that every situation is unique though, and there isn't always a one-size-fits-all kind of solution to parental alienation. So consulting, getting some coaching, looking at your strategy, this stuff can be really helpful. Additionally, keeping your child's best interest at heart and prioritizing their emotional well-being throughout the process is crucial. Even if your ex isn't doing so, you doing so and staying consistent and showing and demonstrating to your child that no matter what, you love them, you're here when they're ready, sometimes that message makes a difference. I've been working in the area of divorce since 2009, and I can see that with all the divorces that we've been through where the parental alienation has taken place, often it's a matter of time and consistency, and most occasions the children come back. They hit a particular age and they start to question, well, hang on a second, is what I heard correct? Is that all accurate? Let me go find out for myself. You got to take into account that your child will have their own agency and their own advocacy at some point to kind of speak for themselves, and they won't always be easily manipulated. So what happens though is it's when the parent maintains constant distance throughout, they think the parent has abandoned them. They don't know that there's been a manipulation occurring in that. So you staying consistent, you staying constant throughout all of this, adopting the right strategy, keeping the well-being of them at the center of the process, eventually it will reap a reward. So if you want to find out more about our support programs, do book a clarity call on our website. And for more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.